Hello, 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 and welcome to Trader Made Easy right here on YouTube. I'm certainly glad you found yourself here. Today, really short and sweet. This is more of a psychology type video that's very, very important in the industry of trading, right? You need to know this. You need to be aware of this. And so the question is, are you ready for the psychological shift that takes place when you go from demo to live? Yes, my friend, there is a psychological shift that always takes place when you go from demo to live. When you're in your demo account, your senses, that flight type survival impulses, they are dormant in demo, right? Because you're not concerned about losing what we place so much value on, and that's money. You're not concerned about that. So you are more focused on learning the skill, understanding what's going on. You have the clarity. You see my gloves? Listen, I don't be playing out here in these streets. But you have more clarity and focus on learning the skill and perfecting the skill, because there's nothing at risk. There's nothing at risk. Though there is, but most people value money far more than they value the assets of learning the skill. See, learning the skill creates an asset for you. When you have the intellectual property, you own that. You own your knowledge. You own the skill set. And knowledge is the new currency. So what you know, you can monetize, right? What you know makes you valuable in the marketplace if you decide to share it, right? But most people don't equate the skill set as value, because whatever it is that we value, we fear losing. Think about it. You value your relationship with your spouse, right? And so you fear losing that. If you lost that, it will devastate you. It will hurt you. Your child, your house, your whatever it is that you value, you fear losing. The problem, my friend, is when we're in demo, we don't have any fear of loss, because money is not on the table. And if we value the skill set, we would fear losing it. And when you fear losing the thing that you value, what do? We protect it. We nurture it, right? You don't just go out and do things to put your relationships at risk. Because why? You value your relationship. So you don't do anything to put that at risk, right? You value your job. So you don't do anything to put that at risk. You go to work when you're supposed to go to work, right? You do the things that you're supposed to do when you're at work. Why? Because you fear the loss. Because you value that. How you doing? Because there's a value associated with your job, right? Because that is how you maintain your standard of living. So when we go from demo to live, many of you can attest that you're winning in demo. You're winning in demo, right? You're just cranking out those profits in demo. You go to live and you're doing the same thing that you was doing in demo, but you're losing. Oops, excuse me. Can anyone attest to that ever happening to you? There's a very, very specific reason why. Because now money is on the line. Now it became real to you. Now you have a fear of loss. And because that fear of loss is heightened, you don't have clarity, You don't have focus. You don't have confidence. Everything that you learn in demo now is like you're starting all over in live. Why? Because the fear level supersedes the faith level. As simple as that. And so now your actions, your thought processes, your impulses are governed by the fear. It's governed by the fear. So the very thing that you fear is the very thing that you create the reality of what you fear. So if you fear losing your money, right, when you shift from demo to live, and now you can't seem to profit doing the same thing you was doing in demo, is because you fear the loss. And the fact that you fear the loss and you believe that you're going to lose this money, you're fearing it, that very fear that you have is creating that outcome, my friend. The very fear that you have is creating the outcome. Is creating the outcome. Now, what I'm about to say may seem unrealistic. It may seem totally impossible, but it's real, it's true, and until we get to this point, we're going to always be on that cycle of loss. And that is this. Until you emotionally, listen to what I'm saying, until you emotionally disconnect from the outcome, you'll never be free. You'll always be dealing with those impulses, those fears. You'll always be seesawing. You'll always have that frustration. You'll always have that until you emotionally disconnect. What we have to believe and what we have to understand is that there's never a loss of money. So why do you fear something that will never be lost? It will never be lost, right? So when you gain that understanding that money will always be here, right? You will always have access to money. You always have access to money. Always. It's everywhere. There's never a shortage. No matter what, it's a currency. It flows, right? It flows. And where does it flow? It flows from one individual to the next who is utilizing their creative ability to generate it. It's that simple. It's that simple. That's why so many people are locked in on their jobs. They feel that without the job, they can't generate income, right? So they fear losing their job. They fear not working because they believe that without the job, they have no access to income. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. There's never a lack of money. There's always a lack of creative ability to generate it. And when you tap in to your creative ability to generate income, you'll always have access to money. Because money is not lost. Money doesn't disappear. It just flows. It just flows, right? Just like a large body of water. What does it do? It flows. It flows. And it will always flow, right? Water will never be gone from the earth. And money will not either. So we have to work on the psychology, the understanding of self, right? And understand whatever you believe, you create. Whatever you believe, you create. So if you believe that you're going to lose money, you're going to create that outcome. So when you go from demo to live and you start losing in live, it's not because the charts are doing something different, right? action is price action, right? You analyze the charts, whether you in demo or live, nothing different there. What's the common denominator though? You are, I am, we are. And that should actually give you some power, because guess what? You control you. You don't have to wait for someone to turn the light on or turn the light off. You don't have to wait for someone to create an avenue, to create a opportunity. You don't have to do that. You are in control of that. You control that. And you control that by what you believe. What you believe is going to create a set of actions. It's a behavior that is a direct correlation to what you believe. So if you don't like the outcomes in your life, check your belief in that area. Check your belief. Because your belief creates the behavior, the mindset, right? So be careful, be mindful, I should say. Be mindful when you are making the transition from demo to live, because there will be a psychological shift. And when you see that, when you're able to identify that, which should not take you long to do, because it's immediate, right? And it's not in your favor, or you starting to feel these impulses, you starting to feel some anxiety, you starting to feel some, frustration, you starting to feel like, I gotta watch this thing, what if I lose? You start thinking in your mind, the money that you thought you was gonna make or that you hope to make, now it's real in your mind that you lost it. You haven't even made it yet. But in your mind, you lost it. And you have associated everything else that in your mind, the money was going to create for you. You've associated the loss. So if you were looking to pay off your credit card bill, for instance, if you were looking to pay that off and you start losing, the first thing you're going to be thinking about is, doggone it, I can't pay this bill off. I wanted to get this bill paid. Now I can't pay this bill. You start associating loss after loss after loss after loss. And once you get on that banana peel, it's downhill from there, baby. It's downhill from there. So, if I leave you with anything, let me leave you with this. You are in control. Don't forget that. You are in control. You control your money and your ability to create it. Tap into your creative abilities. You can create the money. Money will never be lost. Will never be lost. And when you believe that, you'll no longer fear the loss of money. You'll no longer fear that. So, listen, just wanted to point that out to you, because it's very, very important. It's very important that we recognize that. So subscribe to the channel. Good stuff is coming. Subscribe, like, do all of those great things if you want to remain connected to me. If you are trading foreign currency and you are utilizing, look, that little walk has got me, but I needed that. I need to start starting off walking, then I'm going to start riding my bike again. I need to do that. But if you are trading foreign currency and you are using the phenomenal simplicity trading system or the powerful triple arrow system, and you want some additional help, you want help with the psychology, you want help with simple strategies that you can use with those platforms so that you can profit consistently. If you want more help fine-tuning your craft, go ahead on and book a session, guys. Book a session. Is well worth it. It's well worth it to get yourself on the right track. There's nothing worse than being off course or knowing that you're on the wrong track, but you have no idea how to get on the right track. That's what the coaching session will do for you. And if you don't have the system, you absolutely need it. Point blank, period, You do. You do. Go through my other videos so that you can see some of the examples of how the system performs and how we're able to profit consistently utilizing it. So go there as well. But click the link so that you can purchase it. I'm going to leave it all in the description, and I hope to see you on the other side. Until the next video, y'all have a great one. Bye-bye.